Dude. But speaking of
slapping meat.
I was gonna say games. Games. We went to the movies last night to go see Death of a Unicorn, right?
Ooh, yeah. How was that?
Yeah. I think we both agreed that they could have shaved it down to about 90 minutes, would have been better, but overall, kind of There's a good idea there, but, it's not quite right. Will Poulter, that dude, he's the only person that, understood that assignment fully. He got what he was supposed to be in that movie and nailed it. But why I brought it up is, as we were leaving, there was a small army of I don't even know what Gen Alpha Zoomers. Where are the high school kids at right now?
Gen Z.
Okay, so there was a contingent, a small army of Gen Z dudes in blue t-shirts, jeans, carrying pickaxes. Legit, one of them had a straight up pixaxe for Minecraft.
Like a real pickaxe or a Minecraft style?
No, a real, both. There was both a pixelated.
Okay, so
and one of them had a shoot pickaxe.
Okay, I got a question for you then, Alex.
Yeah.
Were you able to tell who had money and who didn't because of that? Because I would think that the person who brought the pickaxe, the real one, couldn't afford one of those diamond pixelated ones, and so he was like, "I'll just fucking bring a real one."
I think so.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, but it's true. The children do yearn for the mines.
They do yearn for the mines. Oh my god,
that movie's gonna make buku bucks, dude.
I saw that Red Letter Media had done a review on it.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah, half in the bag. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, no, good for them. Yeah, definitely. I haven't watched it because I'm just not interested in that movie whatsoever.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where I'd watch it on an airplane, maybe.
Yeah, and it's not one of those before anyone thinks I'm worried about the lore or anything like that. No, it's freaking Minecraft. I could care less. I just play the game. It's fun.
Yeah.
I just, all the ads and stuff did not interest me. It was just Jack Black is Jack Black. Freaking Jason Momoa is Jason Momoa with straightened hair.
Yeah.
And beautiful fucking highlights.
I heard Enderman hangs dong, so I might want to see it just because of that.
I mean, they're real tall. It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder what they're packing.
You got an elephant trunk or some shit going on down there? What's happening?
What's happening? Kickstand?
Yeah. Little tripod Enderman boy?
That's our boy.
That's how they sleep.
Standing up. Because they can't tip over.
They're like a cow or whatever, where if they get tipped over, they die.
Yeah.
Unalived.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we allowed to do that this early? I know there's already some swear words that editing Derek's going to have to clean up because he's been realizing, he's realizing he has to get better about that. So
yeah, I'm pulling up my notes for this week. And, God, I feel like there should be some more information out right now. Because I don't know about you, but this WrestleMania build is taking a turn, and not the good way.
Yes, yeah. I agree with that.
Before we started, you brought it up, whether or not Charlotte and Tiffany was a work or a shoot, and that's kind of like a running theme with Charlotte. She's always at the center of these awkward ass fucking moments on TV. We had the belt swap with Becky, we had that fucking slap fight with Nia, and now we had just the other night last week there was the real fucking awkward Zoom face-to-face between her and Tiffany, and then just this week we had the actual face-to-face, super fucking awkward face-off.
So I think we the first time I can think of us bringing up whether or not this stuff was a shoot or a work goes back to that fight that they had just out of the ring when the Miz was supposed to be doing whatever in the ring and just didn't know what to do, so he kept going.
Yeah, he was doing the Miz TV segment.
Yeah, because initially it seemed like, okay, this is like a segment.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, it felt more like a shoot, especially like when Tiffy was walking off being like, there's a new queen in town.
Yeah, that to me felt like they were just like tapping into something real and making it work, you know?
I agree with that completely. Yes. I feel like all of this to some degree is very real. And they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
But this past Friday, was it Friday or was it Raw? I don't remember which one it was. Either way, it was Smackdown.
Yeah.
This week's a blur for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I believe this started off as your call out kind of promo initially, where it's supposed to have a little banter back and forth. I unfortunately for Charlotte believe that she doesn't know how to handle not only someone like Tiffy, but a Chicago style crowd. We are ruthless here. You know that. You may be out in the South, you know, on the Wang or whatever, but like
I'm at the tip, just the tip.
Yeah, but like you're a Chicago boy. You know how this is. We are ruthless. And the moment you show weakness, we come for you.
It's that Midwest kind of vibe where it's like, if you're on our side and we like you, you know, we're ride or die. But if you approach us with any sort of inauthenticity, you get demolished. Like, that's the one thing that is very true about the Midwest, specifically Chicago, is authenticity is key. If you come at it where you have any sort of fakery vibes to you, you're getting torn apart.
There's a reason why Punk is like our bastion in wrestling, because he, like, his style, it's literally us. It's how we are.
Yeah.
We can be super kind, but like, any inauthenticity, we're done.
Yeah, and we're not afraid of being hypocrites. Just like Punk.
Did you knock that over?
Yeah, she did.
Sorry. Yeah, she knocked it. Don't you dare go back there now. I have to block off behind my desk because otherwise she gets back there and there's wires and she likes to bite them.
Dude, you gotta get the wire
she's a butt.
protectors.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I do. But yes, so Chicago was not happy with Charlotte, and I can understand why. I didn't go. That was the show that we were potentially going to go to, but it was just too expensive to go.
I was just looking at tickets for Saturday night's main event because they're going to be here for like a weekend, and oh boy, they're pricey.
Well, and that's a PLE too, so you're adding more on top of that for it.
Yeah, and like, dude, even like the Raw and the house show surrounding it, also super pricey to be in.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Of all places, Jesus.
Oh yeah, so it's a fortune then. But she slipped up immediately with the crowd, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we should spend a little bit of time like kind of breaking down probably what I think her headspace was going into this, because just a couple days before, well, I think it was like Wednesday, she was on one of those daytime TV chat shows. I can't remember whose show because it's somebody random. I don't know if it was like Kelly Clarkson's show or something like that, but breaking down and talking about her now recent divorce with Andrade, speaking about like in tears, talking about how like she feels like, you know, a failure because her marriage didn't work out and stuff like that. I think she expected to have a bit more sympathy from the crowd leading into, this Friday night, walking out in there, and she didn't get it at all immediately. Like, these people did not give a shit about her, marital problems.
Well, and so I do lament her marital problems. I do. Her issue, I think, going into this with, because I agree. I think she kind of went in thinking that everybody had seen this interview type deal. Most of these people are blue collar workers.
Yeah.
They ain't watching daytime television. Like, they're working during that time, or they're sleeping because they had to do an overnight shift or what have you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she walked into this thinking she wasn't going to get anything less than cutthroat from Chicago. Mainly because if any of these people have watched anything leading up to this, her promos and stuff on this have been very stale and very inauthentic. To go back to that word, I love that you brought it up. It's a great word for it because it doesn't feel real. Like with Tiffy, it feels real, regardless of how this promo went. Outside of it, like, it has felt more real with Tiffy.
It felt
she may have
practiced, but it felt like she was still coming from a place that was, true to her.
Yeah. It, like, obviously she was practicing like lines and such for it. Yeah. With all of these, it goes this way. I think that big difference is where Charlotte just did surface level, basically like she tends to do. Whereas prior to this one as well, where with Tiffy, she's a young woman who holds the freaking women's championship belt. Yep. She is top dog right now. Like, unlike some other wrestlers in the game, like Charlotte, I feel like Tiffy takes this very seriously and gets very offended by some of the things that Charlotte has to say, and has found her voice come this promo, Alex.
Yeah, this was like a redemption arc in a segment for Tiffany Stratton. Like, she had a couple of key lines in there, and the escalation was really great because there was evidence of her thinking on her feet during this segment, despite how awkward it was, and her reacting accordingly was like showing some real growth. Because, like, when Charlotte started stumbling on her words, she spouted out with that "cat got your tongue." Then she pivoted back to something that she had probably set up like ahead of time. Obviously, "you'll never live up to your dad," because that's an easy target for Charlotte, and that was definitely scripted because Charlotte had something ready to go for that. And then she turned it back again on the year 0 and 3 on your marriage.
Yes. But okay, I do want to say though, before the 0 and 3 though, brother, I feel like initially what Tiffy said was scripted, and she knew she was going to have to take that. She did not expect Chicago to react to her calling herself Queen Nepo Baby. She really had nothing to say once the crowd was against her. You could see she was actually dumbstruck by the fact that the crowd was against her.
Yeah, and like, that's a fucking crazy thing because WWE and wrestling in general is filled with nepotism, and her calling herself, Nepo Queen is like not even a good like sort of title to assign to herself, because I would put Cody Rhodes as Nepo royalty. I would put Roman as Nepo royalty. I would put Nia on Nepo royalty, on like nepotism paying off more than Charlotte.
Oh yeah, yes, I agree. Yeah. I feel like you could call her like the top Nepo baby when she debuted and everything.
Yeah.
Because it was more about who was her father than anything else. In this day and age, though, she's made a name for herself. Like, she doesn't have to claim that, and it was really weird and awkward.
Yeah. And
Chicago freaking hated it. Started booing immediately, which threw her off her game more. And then Tiffy threw in a what time is it? I believe in that moment.
Yeah.
And everybody pivoted to it's Tiffy time, and she was like, "Yeah, see, that's power." And it was a nice callback to some of the previous stuff going on in these promos where Charlotte kept calling out the power that Tiffy has.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was to some degree scripted in the sense that she needed to find a spot to do that. she's the one who found that spot. Like I feel like you said, she's a lot better on her feet right now than she has been.
Yeah. She's adjusted.
But something that was off script, I believe, is the 0-3. I don't think that was part of what was planned for this. I think that was the start of what was not planned in many ways.
Yeah. Like the top, like obviously not scripted and probably should have been left alone was definitely the Charlotte saying, you know, you can have the final line. And then as Tiffy rolled out and was trying to get away, it was like, that's why Kaiser's in my DMs. Like just pure weakness in that moment. Like,
yes.
A misfire of a line and poorly delivered, and just I wouldn't recommend that at all.
Okay, so I believe that at that point, if you thought that this was not something that came out of realness because she wanted to get a real jab back at her,
yeah,
I don't think that was scripted whatsoever. And I agree. I think it looks extremely weak.
It looked desperate.
Yes, because to me, it wasn't that level of petty where you're like, I love the taste of this, I'm gonna watch more. Mm-hmm. This was that level of petty where you're like, oh no, girl, this is embarrassing. Why'd you do that? Like, are you for real?
It's like seeing a car accident on the road. You know, you kind of want to stop and stare.
Yeah, like honestly, I could say like Tiffy came with a like howitzer for this segment, and Charlotte came with like a 22 with a little pea shooter. Both can get the job done. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Both are very good at stopping whatever needs to be stopped. But one of them does a lot more damage, and one of them can make a lot more collateral damage. And I feel like the fallout from this is going to be huge.
Dude, like the good thing about this is it's made it more interesting. That's about it, right? Like that's something that we can walk away with a positive here. It's made me want to see what's going to happen at WrestleMania between these two.
Me too. Okay, so I'm still of the mind that Tiffy's retaining. I do not think Charlotte's taken the belt. I personally believe that this WrestleMania is all about passing the torch along for both the men's division and the women's. Charlotte, for many years, has been the queen. She's been on top. She's been on and off again, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, when you think about like top of the game, Charlotte's one of those names.
Yeah, I mean, she was one of the original 4 horsewomen.
Yes. And then you also have John Cena for the men's division passing the baton off. That's why I don't think either belt holder is dropping the belt come WrestleMania. Originally, yeah. I feel like if Tiffy isn't careful, they might rewrite how WrestleMania happened for her match.
With how awkward this was, I could buy a shoot fucky finish for their match.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could pull some fuckery on this, like a Las Vegas screw job style, and people would bite on it.
Oh yeah. I worry for her because as much as I was there for it, because she was throwing out that type of petty that I am here for, and I don't care how full I am, I will eat more. Mm-hmm. She called out Charlotte's alcoholism, her love life, her ability to speak,
her dad,
her crowd work.
Yeah.
I mean, this woman needled her in so I shouldn't even say needled, because it wasn't needling what happened. No. I mean, this was a decimation.
It was just body shot, right hook, left hook, spinning back elbow to the face.
God, it's like the ref should have called this match minutes ago.
Wade was in the ring. Wade was in the ring to moderate. He didn't moderate shit.
No, I mean like in an MMA match. A ref should have called this match already after like the second punch as she was on the ground, but the ref for some reason decided to let it happen. That type of crap. Like, this was insane. Charlotte did not win this. Not only did she not win this, she shot herself in the foot.
Yeah. Yeah. She stepped on her own dick.
She really, dude, big swinger, but she stepped on that thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her really recovering from this in such a way to where I could believe her taking the belt off of Tiffy now.
Yeah.
Because Tiffy is not only shown to be better than her in the ring,
mm-hmm.
not only better, but more confident in the ring too. Cleaner as well.
Let's be fair to Charlotte. She's never been good in matches on TV. She's always shined at the big shows, the PLEs. Like, that's where, like, she decides that she actually wants to be a wrestler, you know?
I agree. But that also worries me because that does not make for a good champion.
No, it doesn't.
At all. And unfortunately for her, I feel like the WWE that she walked away from is not the WWE that she walked back into.
No. But you know what? I'll say this. If they decide to do a title change at WrestleMania between these two and Charlotte's the new champion, I would be okay with it on the condition that it's just a transitional championship reign and she feuds immediately with Alexa Bliss, because there are very few in the women's division who's as good on the mic as Alexa.
Yeah, God, dude, we could do a whole podcast episode literally about how dumb it is that they have not given her a spot to really let loose.
From what I understand and what's been rumored is there's supposed to be something for her with the Wyatt Six. It's been put on pause because Bo's been injured.
Right, I know. We've brought that up before.
Yeah, so that's okay, because like if I'm Bliss at this stage of the year and there's nothing else planned, I'm not gonna get involved in something random and bullshitty for WrestleMania. Like, I'm gonna wait and get something that's gonna actually be featured heavily.
Yeah, I just wish they then would have brought her back after WrestleMania instead of like freaking edging me to the point where I'm chafing, because this is annoying me. Alexa's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
She's even better on the mic.
Yeah, she's got charisma.
And she does. And that when she had the doll and everything, one of those times where even though I knew it wasn't none of that was real, she had a way to still kind of give me goosebumps in a scared kind of way, I guess.
And it's a merch mover.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, I don't care if it's like a weird one-off like rivalry just to set the stage for a little bit for her. It doesn't have to be WrestleMania stuff. It can just be TV.
Yeah.
But give us something, man. This is annoying me. She's back. Let her be back. I have no patience.
Speaking of annoying, let's talk about the rest of this WrestleMania build, because
Okay.
Raw had Cena come out and Cody doing a face-to-face, and once again we got a different explanation for Cena's heel turn. Like, it's making less and less sense as time goes on, because he flat out said, I'm here to take the title off of you because you don't deserve it. Like, you should never be the guy. Then why the fuck did you help him win it in the first place, John?
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of those amnesia moments. Like, this is like a callback to like wrestlers never remembering the week after.
Yeah, this is some fucking Vinceism shit, dude.
And well, he is a Vince guy.
He is.
I part of me wonders if we're gonna find out down the road that The Rock has been feeding this type of stuff to him. He's just so brainwashed he's believing it.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Like some weird angle like that. I don't know. But I didn't like that.
Yeah, the positive end was Cody basically 8-miling John in this moment. Like, just, here's all the ammo that you're gonna have for me. I'm just gonna take it myself. I like that.
So I feel like under normal conditions, Cody's really great at setting stuff up. When you have someone as good as John Cena is on the mic, laying everything up for you, this stuff is great. It's gold. Even with that like rewriting history.
Yeah.
But Cody, man, in this, he just owned this whole spot for me.
He did, but like Cena didn't look weak in any aspect because he also took that and fed it right back to him. Like you know, when he brought up the neck tattoo, like no, Cena had a retort for that. He goes, "It's not because it's on your neck; it's because you got your own gimmick tattooed on you. You're a fucking mark for yourself. Like that's what it is."
I like that.
Yeah,
like I wasn't gonna try and say that Cena didn't look good. I just think Cody did come out on top on this, which is what was meant to happen.
Well, yeah, and most importantly, he did hit him with the crossroads, and Cena sold for it on the just one. He didn't have to hit 3 on him. He sold
Thank you,
for 1.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because we have been complaining now for maybe a year, maybe more now at this point, about how Cody has to do like 7 of them freaking things.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed Cena taking 1 and making it look brutal.
Yeah. That's what we finishers should be finishers. Simple.
Yes. And I feel like Cena's helping right that ship for Cody with this by selling it like that, because it looked devastating again. It did. Granted, most of that work goes to Cena.
Yeah.
But it looked devastating again, and I was really happy for it. I feel like Cena is like he's always been a great face, but he makes such an amazing heel. He has this way of laying you up and getting you ready for that shot to take on him so easily. It's God, like it's awful that this is the only run we're gonna see of him like this.
Yeah, but keep in mind, wrestlers lie.
Oh, I know.
They lie.
But playing into kayfabe wise, like
kayfabe wise, yes, no, 100%. I'm gonna say probably the wrong choice to invoke Vince McMahon for these 2 wrestlers, because number 1, Cody saying that John was Vince's guy. Cody, you came back when Vince was still in charge, before that shit. Like,
yep.
Yeah, don't try to retcon history now here. You made a choice. Like you decided you're okay with him. Okay?
I mean, he was there back in the day with Evolution, Stardust. Like, he rode with Vince for years, long before AEW.
Yeah.
The only difference is that he was a jobber basically for a long time,
and
which as you do.
Yeah, and let's not beat around the bush here. Like, Cody's meta targets when he wasn't with WWE always tended to gear more towards Triple H rather than Vince.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like part of the reason why AEW worked so easily right off the bat was because Vince was easy to tell. Like, you knew what he was going to do for the most part. He might have thrown chaos in, obviously, day of and all that.
Yeah.
But the man was out of ideas completely.
He was out of ideas, and the audience was starving for something different and better. And that's just what it was. Like, that's why AEW was able to succeed early on very quickly, is just because people were tired of, Raw and Smackdown and the, 12 fucking PLEs every year, where it's just like, oh God, more of the same shit.
Whereas the difference is now we get a whole week in Texas, Alex.
Yeah, we do. We get a whole fucking week in Texas. But before we get into that week in Texas,
yes, dude,
something that totally worked for me this week was Big Jimmy Uso versus Gunther. This was something here. Like, not so much the match, because it was just Gunther doing what Gunther does, being just a monster and just laying the shit out of Jimmy, just dog walking him, only for Jay to make the save, Gunther seemingly leaving, coming back, beating the piss out of Jay and zip tying him to the ropes so he could just brutalize Jimmy. Just like that was assault. Like that was manslaughter. Oh, yeah. That was borderline manslaughter.
There was so much blood, Alex. We all found out how much Pat McAfee hates blood now. Because he was absolutely disgusted because the cameraman could not help himself and just focused on Pat's face the entire time. The one cameraman. Yeah. So every time they cut to his man, it was just glued on Pat's face. And Pat's just like the whole time. It was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And okay, I gotta say, I feel like this was them pulling off the kill shot that the Bloodline technically did last year on Jimmy, but better, because not only was this like a killing blow, but he got brutalized this time. It wasn't just like put a chair on his neck and knee him.
Yeah.
This was insane, and I feel like this is exactly what was needed to prime everyone for Jay's overcoming of Gunther, because now you have done one of the worst things you can do is you pissed off an Uso in such a way where I feel like he is not going to care about his own body. Oh, I'm going to screw up a suicide dive. I don't care. I'm taking you out with me, brother. We're on site now.
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer about the belt. No longer. I'm still going to take that belt off you, but that's just going to be an after effect.
Yeah, that's a little bit extra on the side. The main goal here is murder.
Yes, and we were kind of, on the rocks about this match last week, especially because of the mistakes and stuff. I think this righted the course, personally. I really do.
Yeah, like, okay, the in-ring stuff last week, left a lot to be desired. But they turned it around with the backstage segment with Jimmy slapping the shit out of Gunther. And then this week, showing what happens when you do shit like that to a guy like Gunther. Like, they are maintaining the characters and like their integrity as such in a wonderful way that works to build this correctly. Also, I gotta give all the credit in the world for Gunther for doing the little things so fucking well. How great was that moment where he had that blood from Jimmy all over him and he like tasted it, and then he's like, he liked it at first and then he got like a flavor for it and he just started spitting it out.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like this woke something up in Gunther as well, because we had been worried a little bit with him prior, looking weak.
Yeah.
Where this rivalry helped him look strong, and this just catapulted even fucking further, because like he's terrifying now.
Yeah.
And the only way this works is you need a Jey Uso who gives zero fucks now. Yeah. Because you've pushed him beyond that line now. You've hurt his brother.
Yeah.
We needed this. This is the type of matchup you get where it's I don't want to say it's John Wick 1, but it's like John Wick 2.
Like, what I want at WrestleMania is zero special entrance for Jay. Like, they can like have like the fanfare and stuff, but he doesn't do it. He just sprints straight for Gunther.
He doesn't even give time for his music to hang out and stuff. He just comes right out the gate.
He just comes right
I would like
gate,
that too.
Like, even if Gunther is doing, his entrance second, like, you should. But I could see them having Gunther make the entrance first, and Jay just comes sprinting out from the crowd, just beelines straight for him, and just, Pearl Harbors the shit out of him.
Or, like, he comes in, he's in the ring, does his, not full fanfare, because, he's in a mood.
He gets locked in.
Yeah, he's locked in. And then as soon as Gunther's music hits, he like gets into like sprint, like ready to pound sprint mode. And as soon as Gunther steps out, he doesn't even wait, just runs right at him. Either way, like, you need Jay to not be able to wait. This has to be like him frothing at the mouth. Like, I'm going to literally murder this guy kind of energy.
Okay, I got a second idea here. They hit the music for Jay. They're like, they do everything for his entrance, but Jay's not there. So it's like there's nobody can spot him. Like, the cameras are looking for him in the crowd. They don't see him. They do a full loop. Like, they cue the music again, and he doesn't come out, and Gunther instead just starts walking towards the ring, being like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And then Jay, like, fucking makes his appearance and just, like, comes out from underneath the ring or some shit.
Ooh, I got it. It. Lightning cracks. Lights up the sky inside.
Yeah.
And you see Jey Uso on the entrance topper, just like crouched, ready to pounce, and he like just all Batman-like.
I mean, Sting could do it. Jay could probably do it,
dude. And then as Gunther walks out, everybody erupts and sees Jay and freaks out. And Gunther's like, what? And he turns around and looks up as Jay is doing one of the biggest Uso splashes the world has ever freaking seen onto him.
Yeah, like, he needs to take it up to Shane McMahon levels of, I do not care what risk I put my body at to get this over. I'm doing it.
Dude. And put like little like soft plushy like spikes on his arms and stomach and shit. To really sell the idea, like, I'm impaling you.
Yeah, but have it like underneath the shirt, so like after he does the splash, he gets up, rips his shirt off, and reveals like the metal plate.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
Bret Hart style, yes. Yeah.
Dude, and he's got like the one like shoulder piece on to hold everything on with the leather and crap, and he's like all Mad Max and shit. And he's like, "We're done. This is gonna be the worst day of your life." And then so is tomorrow, because I'm not letting you die.
Yeah.
Oh, and the next day. And the next day.
Yeah. Speaking of dying, we also had Logan Paul calling out AJ Styles for WrestleMania.
I think the best part about this was the crowd.
Yeah.
Alex, they called him a douchebag the entire time. And well, I shouldn't say the entire time. That's actually being exaggerative. They did it for about 9/10 of the time. Thank you, Raw audience, because fuck Logan Paul. He's a piece of shit scammer.
Yeah, this was London still, right? This is the last stop on the European
this
tour.
is the last one. Yeah.
They
booed him so freaking hard you couldn't hear him. And again, we here at the Night Off crew, we love to commemorate those that have such a way with the audience where they just boo you the entire time, like a Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah,
that takes a lot of work and energy to be able to get to that point. He's a master in his craft.
Yeah,
and this is go home.
Endearingly hated. Hated. Like, we love to boo you because it's fun. This is, I just fucking hate you. Just
fucking hate you.
Hate. Like,
just get the fuck out of my wrestling federation. Get out of my country. Go
back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, go back to where you say you live now. Go keep losing your animals randomly.
God.
Like, and go scam your audience. Like, go. Just go. And that's really all this was. The best part about any of this is that AJ Styles will hopefully just ruin his career ruin Logan's career and force him to just have to leave forever. I want him to embarrass Logan Paul.
Yeah, I want him to expose his shortcomings. That's exactly what I want to happen. I want AJ Styles to put on a masterclass of how to be a pro wrestler and Logan Paul being unable to keep up.
Don't get me wrong. We have seen Logan think on his feet.
Yes.
We have. When it came to Rey Mysterio, we always bring this up, that he, protected Rey.
Yeah.
Great. No fault there. That's awesome. The man is not used to being in the ring when it comes to having to think on your feet because an injury or something happened, and now we have to change how everything goes.
Yeah.
He's not used to the idea of facing off against someone like a Rey Mysterio or an AJ Styles, who mid-match might decide, you know what, this original spot we were going to do, we're not doing this anymore. Here's the new one.
Yeah.
He's not that type of guy. And I don't think he'll ever be that type of guy in wrestling. Like, this is going to be embarrassing for him.
Yeah. And I'm kind of here for it. That's, again, another one of those, like, I'm gonna get a sick joy out of watching this happen, because the best case scenario is they have a perfectly choreographed, like, big bombastic match that Logan Paul, we know he can execute on, you know, like the one that they spend 3 months planning and training for.
Right.
Worst case scenario, it goes completely off the fucking rails and it's a goddamn car accident, which I'm also here for.
I think that's what's going to happen personally, because I could be wrong. Very obviously, I am wrong a lot. But I have gotten the impression that the hate that AJ Styles has for Logan Paul is real. Like, actual real. Like, he does not like this guy. Like, you shouldn't, because he's not a good human being. I feel like he is going to set out to show the world. This is going to be, like, think of this as like Kendrick and Drake, right? Like, Logan is basically trying to. No, we're not. No, just wait. Just hear me out. We're at the point where Drake was like, drop, because we hadn't heard nothing from Kendrick, right? Logan's giving off that type of energy during this segment, whereas AJ. Yes, they did have a fight. You could tell AJ's holding back. He's like, no, please let's not go there, because I'm about to let loose with a Meet the Grams or a not like us, or a Euphoria. Like, that's the level AJ's at. Like, you've got shallow wrestler with not only experienced wrestler, but a man who has mastered his craft.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Like, this, there's no beating around the bush. It's AJ fucking Styles. Like, the dude is a living legend at this point. I mean, to bring it back to, like, a wrestling context, I would put it closer to the kind of, like, animosity that at the time Daniel Bryan had with The Miz on the Talking Smack segment, where, like, just before that moment where it set The Miz off, like, that's where they're at right now. Like, I feel like there is a tipping point that they could hit and it could snap and turn to something great.
I think either way, we're going to get greatness from this. Either we're going to get an okay match, and AJ is going to just, dominate and look great.
Yeah. Logan Paul will have like one spot that is just, like, insane, where he, like when he did the selfie from the turnbuckle to the announce table.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, some like little gotcha kind of moment that will be remembered for a little bit, for like a day or two.
Yeah, it'll go viral.
Whereas AJ will just
media.
Yeah. And then the clip that'll last a lot longer will be the clip of AJ not only slamming this child, but slamming him out of the ring and potentially scaring the hell out of him.
The spot that I want to see from this is that he's done it already in the past, like, year, I want to say, but I want to see AJ get Logan Paul in the Styles Clash from the apron to the floor.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that would terrify him. You know that.
He'll tuck his chin, because he wouldn't remember. Is like, no, you gotta put your head back for the Styles Clash. You gotta put it back. Like everything else.
Oh man. Oh, that would be terrifying, because yes, it's the opposite. It's one of those moves where you do the opposite of what you're trained to do.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be great, because that would scare the hell out of me. Even if I remembered, like, I had to put my chin up, it doesn't matter. I would still be scared of that. So, but I feel like at the end of the day, this promo has only gone on to prove that Logan's not ready for this type of.
No.
He doesn't have, like, he may talk Riz to, like, little 9-year-olds. That doesn't work with a wrestling audience. They're too diverse.
they're too diverse, and unfortunately for him, like, you can't actually buy wrestling fans. Like, you can't just shower them with money and like advertising, because they tend to turn away from that. Like, they want to attach to a person. Like, they want someone that they can root for, or, you know, want to see their ass get kicked. Luckily, he's very good at wanting people to see his ass get kicked. And, like, that's his greatest strength, unfortunately.
Which every heel has already.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything really new. Like, that's what's gonna hopefully be an eye-opener for him, is like, no one wants you there. They just want to watch you get your ass beat, and not in the like a normal way a heel loses. These people literally want to watch you get so much violence done against you that you never enter a ring again.
Like, okay, here's I know how he could do it. I know how he could turn and get the crowd on his side. I don't think he has it in him. And unfortunately, I think it's too scary for anyone to attempt. But it's the Mick Foley playbook. It's the, I've got to do so much where I have to show these people that I am willing to put my entire, not just body, but life on the line for them in order to win them over. And I don't think he has it in him.
No, I don't either. I think he could, there's another route, Alex. It's an ancient technique. For those who have not only shamed themselves, but have shamed their families and their people and their country. Seppuku.
Oh, is that the like crossword thing with like the numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to turn yourself into a number crossword.
Yeah.
Whether for Logan Paul, his would probably have every number filled but one, and you'd have to figure that one out.
Yeah, you'd have to figure that one out. Okay. Enough about fucking Logan douchebag Paul. Did have more building for Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca, with Io and Rhea doing their rematch. Bianca has been appointed as special guest referee. Lots of fuckery that ended in disqualification. Double DQ. Like, this is one of the times where the DQ was actually kind of earned, because there was believability in the, you know, accidental hits on Bianca and her, you know, taking enough of them to force the disqualification.
Yeah.
So there was that. This isn't going to be one of those matches that's, you know, going to be remembered forever. It was good because, unfortunately, like, the rest of the fucking matches, besides what, Jimmy and Gunther, nothing to write home about.
Yeah, which is crazy because, like, I really expected more out of like the Penta Braun Breaker team up.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, they weren't bad, but it wasn't standout. This was a great way to close Raw, essentially, like for the last match. I agree. This is a way to do disqualification correctly.
Yeah.
Make it I would not be annoyed with this one being a double DQ still, if we hadn't gotten like 9 in a row for like the last like few weeks from everything else, not just them and everything.
It's fucking WrestleMania season. You can't have anybody looking weak going into WrestleMania, so everything's got to have a fucky finish.
Well, and it's so annoying because like you can have someone lose and then have them be like, you know what, I gotta grind harder. Like, and you could have it be believed like I'm not losing again, and have them overcome. Like, you could go that route, but they're not doing that. They're just doing disqualification after disqualification. This one was at least nice. Like, I actually enjoyed how this one ended because it was believable. Like, they basically forced Bianca to do it. It was an escalation, essentially.
Yeah.
And there was some standout moments still. So,
and at least they're it's not great, but it's enough to actually build towards a triple threat at WrestleMania. Like, they're at least like doing bare bones plotting in order to make it feel like an earned triple threat.
Yes. I worry though for Io because she took a headbutt from Rhea while she was in the air.
It looked good.
It looked amazing. It looked amazing. It was really cool. I wonder if some of that's there's some actual ZTE there. So a little bit of CTE on that one, just a little bit on top.
Dude, I've seen the shit that Io does to herself. I'm sure she's fine.
Probably. But it was a wild moment. That was a real big standout from that match. Again, I would not even be slightly annoyed at all if we didn't have 9 DQs leading up to this. But the fact that we just got another one is still a little annoying, despite this one definitely being earned. Yeah.
Look, it's a mixed bag with this WrestleMania build. We're officially like 2 weeks away now from today, essentially. So, yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could be much worse. And there's enough sizzle with the steak this year. I don't think we're really going to have much to give a shit about outside of the main events and probably the openers each day.
Well, is Jay's an opener? Has that been confirmed?
No, it has not been confirmed. The only thing we know is it's not going to be the main event on either night.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
Because especially after this week, like with the whole Jimmy and Jay and Gunther bloodbath, I feel like it needs to be a main event now. Like, yes. Who do you take it away from? You know what I mean?
Like, you can't take it away from Cody and John. I mean, it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. And then Roman, Seth, and Punk. Like, the big aspect of that story is it's CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event, you know?
Yeah, it's just annoying because there are other things that could take the main event spot that I feel in many ways earned it due to how wording is, essentially. But I'm still happy with what we're getting. I hope they at least either open or they're not a bathroom break.
Yeah.
So
it's a long show.
But this one is very mixed though for me still because like I don't know, the buildup isn't the same.
How do you feel about NXT's Stand and Deliver being moved to 9 a.m. on day one of WrestleMania?
I think I don't know. Like, why? No one's going to be awake.
No, dude. Like those, I feel bad for the talent because, like, I'm sure that they're used to getting up that early, but simply so they can like go to the gym and like do training and then get ready for like their match. Like, however much time they need to sit down with producers, run through what they're going to be doing with who they're going to be in the ring with. Like, I feel like, man, that's going to suck. Like, what if some of them just get in like the night before and shit? Like, how much prep time are they going to have?
Yeah, I'm worried about that a lot because it's not fair to them. It's not fair to the fans either. Like, many of the fans are going to have to watch it after the fact.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's so much stuff going on WrestleMania weekend. Like, how do you fit it all in? Like,
you just don't.
And unfortunately, NXT are the babies. So unless they decide to have a mutiny or something, I don't know.
They gotta be careful. They might end up on Tubi for Evolve.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Yeah.
Oh god, let's turn our attention to some AEW stuff. Cause opening up on Dynamite, mixed tornado tag, Will Nightingale with Swerve Strickland taking on Mox and Marina Shafir. What a damn good opener, man. Like, this had like just the right amount of fucking everything for me, except for the camera work missing a couple of moments and having to wait for a replay. But I think that sold the idea of it being a little bit more chaotic than is usual course for AEW. Yeah,
I think that AEW can seriously stand out right now and bring in a wider audience to some degree, whether it be hate views or just interested in it views of intergender matches being done a lot more often.
Yeah.
Like especially like this, because this was amazing. This was a great way, like you said, to open Dynamite. It really helped set the stage too for Swerve and Mox's match coming up.
Yeah, and it set up a story for the entire episode of Dynamite too.
It really, dude. That's why I was like, okay. So pre-recording, everybody, we were kind of laying out some things that we either wanted to talk about or were definitely coming up. And I was like, this kind of needs to be brought up because this whole week has just been promo work and great promo work at that. And this match, no exception into leading into great promo work.
Yeah, and obviously, side note, we're recording this ahead of Dynasty, which is on tonight. For us.
Yes.
So unfortunately, we won't be able to talk about like what actually happens till next week about this stuff. But what a way to actually continue that build of Swerve and further cement him as like he's the guy. Then this, like, number one, we got the moment. I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Marina Shafir because she wasn't a standout in the match. But in the moment where she took the bullet for Mox on the house call was picture perfect.
Dude, I was actually worried that she took a real hit there by accident. Because that was great.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good it looked. It actually looked real. Like, and granted, yes, she doesn't have the most experience in the ring.
No.
But goddamn, does she still look good?
Yeah.
Like you could, the potential for her is limitless right now. So,
like the parts where she wasn't like super smooth, only kind of added to it. Like the power bomb to Willow on the apron through the table. Like the struggle to get her up kind of like pushed the idea of like, oh no, like this is going to take a lot of effort because it's Willow. Like she's fucking badass, number one, but she's got a size advantage that is making this more difficult. Like it shouldn't be like super smooth. It shouldn't look like they're cooperating too much.
Yeah, I liked it. I think Willow really helped her sell herself.
Oh, dude, the Tower of Doom spot where Swerve ended up taking a superplex from both Mox and Marina, and Willow just like bam, slamming everybody down. Perfect,
dude. It was awesome. And that's the other thing I want to. You have to shout out Swerve for this because not only did he look strong going in and coming out of this, still, he really helped Willow stand out too. The way he was selling her moves and stuff, and like the looks and everything he was giving, and especially at the end of this too,
where he straight up told her like, "Hey, no, it's all you. Like you take this. Like you got my full support here." Kind of moment,
dude. You know how Cody likes to say he's the quarterback? Swerve lives it, in my opinion, and especially this was like in this example. He's not there to take all the glory. He's like, no, you go ahead. This was all you. Yeah. I may have like helped kind of direct some things and stuff, but all I did was throw a ball at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like it was great. And Mox too. Mox looked real mean out there this time around. He hasn't always looked this mean, other than the Cope match recently. So
yeah, I immediately after, because match ends and like the way that they have them arranged, like Willow and Swerve are celebrating, and Mox, checks on Marina, and then like the careful arrangement for Mox to obviously do this on purpose, but kind of fake it like it was an accident to hit Willow with with the paradigm shift. Like he has like that back-to-back bump. Oh no, just reaction, bam. Oh no, what did I do? Oh no. And then like obviously like fucking like turn on his face to be like, yeah, it was fucking on purpose, of course. And flip everybody the bird on his way out.
Yep. While he's dragging Marina out. Dude, okay. I loved that he was doing the super exaggerative, oh, what am I doing? Oh no, backing up. Like so clearly being like, hey, something's about to happen. If you don't know, you're dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. There was a good 10 seconds maybe 15, where I was like, oh shit, did he actually hurt Willow?
Yeah.
Because the way she sold the paradigm shift was like she was paralyzed.
Yeah. Excellent work.
And
again, Willow killing it.
Mwah, yeah. Just dude, all around too. And Marina Shafir as well, because she sold that boot to the face like no other. Yeah. Swerve for me, his big shining moment in this match was after the match, where he was there with Willow, and you could see that like Gohan's finally mad look in his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we got more of it throughout the show.
Oh, yes, we did. But it was like, we've seen Swerve get angry. Don't get me wrong. Like, especially with Hangman and everything. We've seen him get to a point. This was different in many ways. This hit him to his core in such a way that I believe it completely redirected the character going through the rest of the show.
And you made reference to John Wick earlier. This was John Wick 1. This is where they killed John Wick's puppy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Great callback, brother. Yeah. Yes. Because this was a different Swerve Strickland from that point on.
Yeah.
This was no longer about like who's the best or anything. This was, I'm going to unalive everybody that is connected to you now.
Yeah.
Not just you.
Like, we gotta get through the rest of the show because this is just informing what happens throughout like the rest of the night. Because
yes.
Let's just do all the Swerve stuff now. That way we can just keep it together, because we have Renee catching up with Swerve backstage later on in the show to get an update on Willow, who's getting checked out by the medical team in the hallway, dressed up to look like a medical facility, but Swerve being like, look, I'm not going to mince words. I'm sorry that I'm telling you this, but I'm coming for your husband, Renee. Like, before this night is over, I'm getting my hands on him.
Yep.
Fast forward to later on in the show, another update with Renee talking to Swerve. Swerve saying, fuck this. I'm coming for him now. And Hangman emerges from behind the curtain. It's like, you're looking for somebody, dumbass. And the face-off between the two of them, shouting at each other. Security already on hand to keep them from, getting at each other. Hangman shouting,
not needed.
Yeah, Hangman shouting, you broke into my house. Swerve, you burnt down my house. Hangman, you deserved it. Swerve replying with, I know. Hangman going, shit, and just like Windows XP buffering, reset, blue screen of death, walking away.
This was a big character moment, in my opinion, Alex.
For both of them.
Both of them. Yes. Yeah. This was huge. This was a growth moment for both of them. This is the beginning more so of the growth moment for both of them in different ways.
Yeah.
Hangman couldn't even understand or compute the idea of Swerve accepting responsibility.
Yeah.
Which is weird too for us, because obviously we're not used to this version of Swerve.
Yeah.
In many ways. Like, yeah, he owns his shit, don't get me wrong. But this was like maturity had hit. Like
more than anything, I think it was him earlier in the night seeing what happened to Willow, understanding Hangman's like righteous fury. Like,
yes.
I feel like that's where like it clicked for him. He's like, I get it now.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that, brother. Well put. Because it was like he finally understood Hangman's side of that of this storyline between the two, and this is like Goku and Piccolo feuding, and then all of a sudden Piccolo realizing, oh yeah, I was a piece of shit. Here, let me raise your kid.
Yeah, you're gonna die, but I'll be here. It's okay. I'll watch your shit for you, dude.
I'll be the father who stepped up.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this moment, because I feel like this is like a big moment where they might not never be friends, but there's going to be a newfound respect, I feel like, that comes out of this between the two that they didn't have prior. I feel like Swerve realized that, at least in this moment, our feud is well beneath this. There's more important things to be had than our homes being discussed.
Yeah, this is one of those things that, like, when AEW's on top form, they do better than anywhere else you've ever seen, and that is building things, and you can see the fireworks factory at the end, but you are, like, every step of the way getting more and more excited about it, instead of being like, when are we fucking getting there? Like, they build in the background, and then they bring it into the foreground, and then you're allowed to kind of, like, fantasy book in your head what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I God, you got to give Swerve a ton of credit for this, because he's basically holding the weight of this storyline in that moment. And he's not failing. Like, he is propelling this forward, because as soon as Hangman can't handle this anymore, he walks off, and so Swerve goes back onto his warpath, and he gets jumped by the Death Riders because they were hiding, like, just around the side of a curtain that you could never hear or see anything through prior.
Well, to be fair to them, like, Swerve and Hangman were making a lot of noise. Probably made it easy for them to find and go unnoticed. Because,
well, not only that, but Swerve was stomping away. He wasn't just walking away. No. So you could hear him get louder towards you. Yeah. So, but he gets jumped. He gets thrown around a little bit, and
he gets thrown through a window.
Yes, thank you.
A discarded window.
just a window needing to sit there. That's its home.
Yeah, that's its home in that random pile of stuff in Peoria, Illinois.
Well, yeah. With all the storms and everything,
it makes sense. Yeah,
that was the most internal point of the building was probably the safest spot to put all the glass. Yeah. So. Oh God! But then we go to the coat match later on versus Castagnoli.
No, the
good match, by the way.
And Hangman stuff backstage was after the main event.
Oh, was it? I thought that was. Oh, you're right. Yeah. That was just after. I'm mixing it. Yeah.
After they put him through the glass, the Death Riders.
They dragged him out.
Yeah, they drag him out to the ring. They batter him a little bit. Wheeler scooped up the sugar glass into a bucket, pours it in the middle of the ring. Claudio Ricola bombs Swerve onto it. Death Riders make their escape, and Swerve being like, "You're gonna have to do better than that if you want to kill me."
Yeah, I mixed that up with for some reason in my head I had it that happened, then the match happened, and then they dragged him out at the end. Yes, but you are right. Now, hearing it out loud, yes. Yeah. I gotta say, Swerve is smart when it comes to glass. The man gets hit through glass a lot, or takes glass hitting him a lot.
Yeah.
And he just, as soon as he hit it, he didn't move. He just laid, like, still in a way where he wasn't going to be pushing it through himself any more than some of it had.
Yeah.
Which really helped sell it when he actually did get up. It all stuck to him, but we saw, like, little to no blood.
Yeah, it was very intelligent for him to make sure he got, like, the maximum amount of retail space on his back to be as covered as possible.
Oh, man. And he did. Like, not just big pieces, but little pieces, too, which are the ones that hurt more.
Yeah.
Because you actually have to dig those out. That sucks. I've had to do that. But, man, I am primed for this match. For us, it's tonight. For y'all, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
But if I was already primed, Alex. Like, I was edged to near completion with this. Now I'm getting a little bit extra. I'm getting a little bit more build up.
Yeah. And God, I posted this on our Instagram stories like the night of, but I'm ready for a Swerve Championship reign again.
Same, brother. I feel like he set the standard. I think we brought this up a week or two ago when we were complaining about the Death Riders. But yeah, I feel like he set the standard for what an AEW champion should be in this day and age.
Like a face / like tweener champ. Like he gets it. Like I've said it a billion times. I'll say it a billion times more. Like Swerve is the coolest guy in fucking wrestling.
He is. He really is. The dude, he always has me wanting more. Yeah. And not in a bad way. Not where like, oh, he didn't live up. No. I'm always wanting to see what level he reaches next, because it, at least for the past like year and a half, everything's been going this way. Yeah. Just everything's gotten crazier. And yet he never fails to deliver the storyline in such a way where you feel like it's not real.
Yeah. And God, speaking of wanting more from storylines and making it feel real, how about the whole Hurt Syndicate and MJF angle that's building right now?
Like, I want more.
It's turning into like another one of my favorite things on the show. Like, this is crazy to say, but like there's very little on the show that I don't want to see. Like even like Jericho's kind of turning the corner of like locking in again and not just doing this stupid like troll bullshit. Like he's actually like earning his stories and his positions on the card. Same thing with like the learning tree leading into this squash match. It better be a fucking squash match against, Bobby Lashley and Shelton. I mean, and including MJF in this was like, we didn't see it coming when they, debuted the Hurt Syndicate, but now it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it's funny because we're really getting to see where the lines in the Hurt Syndicate, and I feel like after this, like MVP, he underestimates Bobby already.
Right, like he might be overplaying his hand already.
Yes, because I feel like MJF is noticing that, and that's why don't get me wrong, he likes to always butt heads with everyone.
Yeah.
Sure. There was a special little extra done to
Bob.
To Bob. Thank you. When he touched Bobby's chest.
Yeah. I know. You had a little right? You had a little gasp where you're like, Don't do that.
I audibly gasped, Alex, because I was like, "Oh, you just signed your death warrant, brother. Mm-hmm. You just signed he already does not like you,
and he likes to hurt people.
That's his job.
Yeah, that's what he does.
This man ends careers. He may be walking in your home right now, but he owns that fucking home right now. He bought it out from under you, brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but like,
this was amazing.
Yeah.
MJF really is really good at needling people in such a way to where I feel like you don't know anymore if he's actually trying to piss you off.
Yeah, like this is my favorite kind of version of MJF, where he's just arrogant enough and just cocky enough and just a bit of too much of a smartass for his own good. Like that's kind of like where he operates perfectly for me, because there's always like that underlying deeper character where like that thick skin is brought up by a very wounded young man, and he's just built up these layers over the years in order to survive. So like there's always like that weakness like at his heart that's just like that glowing like boss fight red spot of like attack here on him, but he's gonna keep putting up like shields and shit to defend himself so you can't get to it.
He needs to get better at the dodge roll. He needs to stop wearing the full suit of armor. He needs to go just loincloth, just your underwear, big sword, and just roll.
Yeah, build up that dexterity strength scores so you can just run circles around them, get that agility up.
I mean, this promo here, in my opinion, was a masterclass in why MJF got to where he did.
Yeah.
He owned this promo.
Yeah, he did. Very well.
Like, yeah, from beginning to end. It left me hungry with the idea that MJF knows how to, no matter what crew, knows how to destroy it the moment he starts talking to them.
Yeah.
Like, he picked up real quick. Okay, Bobby's the angry one.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta piss him off. If I piss him off, I can fuck all of this up.
That's kind of... He is exactly the guy that gets invited to a party at the last second because he worked his way in there, and everybody regrets it because he shows up late and just walks in just like, all right, I'm going to fuck up your day. I'm going to fuck up your day. I'm going to fuck up your day. And it's going to be the best day ever for me because I love this.
He's like already drunk when he gets there.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. He pre-gamed hard. He was pre-gaming fucking Everclear.
Oh God. Goes in and just starts telling everybody's dirty laundry to each other of why they don't like each other just for some reason or not. And just the whole thing ends in a nuke.
Oh my God, dude. I saw a fantastic TikTok the other day of this woman who's like, in lieu of birthday presents this year for my birthday party, I asked all of my friends to bring in their juiciest gossip for me. And it was just them airing everything out in a big fucking circle. It looked like a blast.
I would love that. Oh, I would love that. I'd be like, ooh, give me it all.
Yeah. Speaking of juicy goss, we got Big Bill and Brian Keith of the Learning Tree coming out there to get their win in front of Bobby and MVP so they can challenge for the titles against some local competitors. Fun shit with them pulling out that folding chair for Bobby and like slapping it down, man. Like, watch what we do. And then Big Bill on the mic being like, they never even learned the local competitors' names. It's like and we beat these guys. Okay, there is. I do have one thing I think Big Bill needs to work on. He needs to take bigger breaths before he starts talking, because he was gasping for fucking air between each breath, and I couldn't not pay attention to it because you know how I am. I know, it's the little thing,
but god damn was he good. It was a squash match, obviously. Rightfully so with the size of Bill, because like Bobby Lashley's a big man. You forget how much bigger Bill is until he comes walking up to a Bobby Lashley type.
Yeah,
like, he's ginormous.
He's just the biggest motherfucker. He just is.
God, they don't make vehicles for people like that. They just don't.
No,
like that man's gonna have to like ride a horse or something, or walk next to a horse.
He's gonna take a monster truck to the arenas.
God, but okay, where they might have lacked with some of their riz, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
they more than made up for with looking the part for taking them on.
Yeah.
I think they did it, in my opinion. I think they deserve to face off against the Hurt Syndicate completely now.
Yeah, like it's going to be an extended squash.
Yes.
My headcanon is, I mean, we'll know by the time this goes out there, that they're going to play up with Shelton having travel issues this week, that he's unable to make it for Dynasty. So MJF subs in last second for him. And that's how they just keep building that. Like, I kind of want that to happen because, like, MVP will vouch for him.
God, we're on the same wavelength, brother. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, and then like Shelton, shows up to TV next week and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, you couldn't just delay it. You couldn't have like sent a car for me, something.
What about right as the match is ending? He's up at the entrance spot with his luggage and
then it's obviously revealed after the fact that MJF was the cause of it.
Yes. Yeah, he switched his ticket around so that it would show up during the storm, so he wouldn't show up at all. Which delayed him further. God damn it, this is so good. I hope so. I hope so.
Speaking of good, we got a fantastic showing from newest AEW signing, Kevin Knight, tag teaming with Will Ospreay against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson.
Good showing.
Great showing. I loved what Ospreay was doing in this and just hyping up the man, Kevin Knight. Like, just being like that guy of like, dude, you see how fucking awesome this dude is? I gotta wrestle him, but he's fucking rad.
Yeah, I was real happy because like his match against Jay White was amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
Jay sold the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
And this was no different. This was a great match though, man. Like overall, they work really well together.
Yeah, they worked really well, and they had a fantastic moment where they both did like tandem dives to the outside.
Yep.
Very subtle, or I guess more obvious than anything was, Ospreay going through the ropes, Kevin Knight going over, getting a lot more air.
Oh, he went well over.
Yeah.
This was not like a Jey Uso incident where you were worried.
No.
This was very much you're worried for a different reason because he's going well over the ropes and he might just keep going.
Yeah.
He did eventually choose to come back down.
Yeah, he did. He decided that he would remind himself that gravity existed. The other takeaway that I got from this match is I desperately want to see a matchup with good old Blake Christian and MJF. Because I can imagine those two just being the biggest scumbags in the world and having a blast with it.
Oh yeah, I think our resident AEW reporter would agree with you, Alex.
Our on the ground reporter.
Yeah, how is it down there in Peoria still, Walsh? I hear that the storms are still there, even though it's like 5 days away.
Well, this weather, it's crazy. I once saw clear skies in a tornado.
Tornado.
I have once dropped a turd-nader too, so I get you.
Yeah, it was after I watched Cars 2.
Or was it just Cars 2?
It was just Cars 2.
Sometimes I step outside whenever I want to watch 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
One gasoline pump.
One gasoline pump? Look, okay, before we wrap up with AEW, I want to talk about the actual main event because we talked about it a little bit earlier, but we had Cope versus Claudio, and they're doing more good things in a lot of different ways here. We're starting to get the direction that I want from Cope all the time, where he's not being like the toughest guy in the world, he's being the smarter wrestler in the ring. Because there's a lot of good cutoffs, a lot of good counters, a lot of good thinking, and a finish where, he's like, okay, I've thrown everything at, the human horse that is Claudio Castagnoli. How am I going to beat him? All right, I'm going to just fucking, uppercut him in the dick, and that'll get me the advantage to win.
Would you not punch a man in the dick after he just power bombed you onto the apron corner and then threw you into the public?
And
I would be mad
by your ankles.
Yeah, like this man is
fucking kidding me.
No, this man picked up Cope, man. This man picked up Cope and treated him like a child. I was impressed.
Yeah.
How do I even get you?
You gotta go to the left.
Yeah.
So that was my right. This way.
That way.
Well, that's for y'all. That's probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Jester causing trouble, or is it Oliver?
Yes. Oh, it's Jester. I mean, Oliver probably chased her up here, but come here.
Yeah.
It's not me today. Maya's sleeping right now.
Yeah.
It's a rare one.
She was up here.
Okay, so I know some people might not have had fun with this match. I believe this match was more to set up 2 different things at the same time.
Yeah.
It was meant to set up Castagnoli as more of a threat.
Which he should always be.
Should always be. But I feel like when you have someone like Cope who can really sell your stuff, it helps a little bit more. Because even though he's technically one of the stronger ones of the Death Riders, you sometimes forget that. And this helped remind everybody.
Like, more than anything, it was well laid out and thought for, a long ass match like this should be. Like, of course it should take, 15 plus minutes to put Claudio Castagnoli down, because he is just like that unstoppable juggernaut. Like, the dude is pure strength. Like, and of course it should be like, I have to throw everything and the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink at him in order to put him down. Like, that should be the story of a match against him when it's, something like this. And I want them to get into that mode where we are getting with Cope with, okay, there is a split with FTR happening. And if that happens and they break up and Cope is on the outs with them, and then he is forced to reunite with Christian and they have to tag team against FTR, because that will hit like fucking crack, brother.
Oh, heck yes, it will.
Yeah.
I think even if that end part doesn't happen with him and Christian linking back up, I believe the first part is still inevitable, where there's going to be a huge fallout between FTR and him, to the point where he's going to have to find someone to link up with to face them.
Yeah, there was a great moment for the characters of FTR, of Dax and Cash, backstage, where after Collision last week, you know, Dax had put his hands on the referee. He had been fined by the company. He's like, you're getting fined 10 grand for putting your hands on the ref. And Dax owns up to this, gives the 10 grand straight to the ref. He's like, you know, take your wife out to dinner or something, you know, on me, you know, like do something nice for your family.
Puts hands on him again, but in a good way, I guess, technically.
Technically, yeah. But this was a great example of like this kind of split where different things can happen, because Rated FTR, you know, Dax, Cash, and Cope are taking on the Death Riders Trio Championship at Dynasty, which is, you know, yesterday now. And there's something really great that can happen with this, despite whichever outcome, because FTR are like fracturing in front of our eyes, and Cash laid out. He goes, look, everything's gonna be fine on Sunday. After that, we gotta have a talk. If Rated FTR win, Dax can be like, no, everything's fine. See, we're champions. We're all on the same page. It's all good, you know, blah, blah. Like they can run that for a little bit. And if they lose, they can explode in real time right there. So there's good outcomes no matter what happens.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it's inevitable that they're going to split. It's just a matter of how long. I do believe the audience might know, having watched Dynasty already, because it airs the day after, but I believe Dynasty where it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, give something else to the B-level pay-per-view, but oh god, I'm fucking seated. Okay,
it's going to be great.
Yeah. Real quick, Smackdown. There's really like only what two things to really talk about here. We got the debut of Rey Fenix.
I refuse, Alex, to believe until WWE tells me or shows him on TV that Rey Fenix is a wrestler in the WWE.
Even if he was wrestling against who the fuck is that, Nathan Frazier?
I was gonna say I would only believe it if he faced off against Nathan Frazier himself, the workhorse of SmackDown.
Audience, why do they make up names just to mess with me?
Just to mess with you, dude. It's like they invent new celebrities all the time, dude. I mean, come on. Who the fuck is Glenn Powell? That's not a real person.
Yeah. Or Bob Dole.
But goddamn, great fucking debut for Rey Fenix. I hope they do the same thing that they did with Penta, where they just keep adding a little bit more to his entrance each week until they find that sweet spot. Like, just build and build and build.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping they do too. I did like his entrance round, though. Everybody was stoked for him coming out, man. Even Nathan was stoked. Like, you could see it.
Yeah. And, God, a fantastic choice for a first opponent for him, too. Like, these two hit the gas and did not let up the entire time. Sure, there was a couple of, like, missteps and some botches, but they were moving so fast that it didn't bother me at all. Like, they just kept it fucking going. They're like, no, this isn't gonna, you know, trip us up or slow us down at all. We're just gonna go full bore, no stopping.
Yeah, there was one suicide dive that had, like, a Jey Uso kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, he didn't do a full flip. He just got caught in the ropes a little bit, didn't he?
Just got caught a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, it was a great. Nathan had the little slip up, but it was a great opening. It was great to hear him talk. He was so excited.
Yeah.
It was so cute. And for his thanking everybody and saying it's finally time to say I'm WWE.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
This feels very similar to Penta's. in all the right ways.
Yeah.
I feel like WWE needs to be in their luchador era.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but, Rey Mysterio can't wrestle forever. You're going to need some new luchadors. And unfortunately, you don't want to put your weight behind Dragon Lee, so you might as well bring in some new ones.
They took the mask off.
I don't think you want to put your weight behind El Americano either.
Ooh.
He's the inevitable bad guy. He's the Homeland,
Yeah.
where you think he's the good guy, but he's not.
He thinks
Where it's very
the
clear
guy.
for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clear to everybody else he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, God. But besides, Tiffany and Charlotte, which we already espoused upon, endlessly earlier in the show, we did have a closing segment with the Tribal Chief, Seth Rollins, being there just because he wants to sit in the cuck chair and watch all this shit happen, and CM Punk. And find out what the favor is, Derek. Walsh, what's the favor? What's the favor?
Ooh, I heard this.
Yeah.
Isn't it Paul Heyman is going to be in CM Punk's corner?
Yeah, exactly what Derek has been wanting the entire time.
Now, here's my question.
Yeah.
Okay, they all start from a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But in wrestling, they're all moving around at all times. So how's that going to help?
Paul at all times will be held by an extendo baby Bjorn to CM Punk. So at any time he moves around, he will automatically be forced to swing from corner to corner.
No. He has him strapped up like an actual baby Bjorn. So Roman would have to hit Paul Heyman in order to get to Punk.
Oh my God, he would do it too.
He would totally fucking do it.
Like, I would love that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Like, he eats spaghetti like right before, right? So that when Roman just fucking
so he looks
spears
like an
him,
actual infant.
just
Like the guy in the replacements
come out,
just start eating whole hard-boiled eggs.
Oh God!
One after another.
Oh, look,
God,
that aroma will fill the arena afterwards.
I could do that.
I'm concerned for Paul Heyman's health because I know he will commit to the bit and not sleep like 2 days prior to WrestleMania and not shave and make himself look as disheveled as possible leading up to this. I'm worried what level he'll go to just to sell his physical appearance to show his inward conflict because he's a fucking carny fucker. We know it.
We need him to end up like what's his face that was Undertaker's manager for a while,
Paul Bearer.
Yeah, where it scares him to the point where he turns like super white, like painted white.
Yeah.
And like paint like purplish bags under his eyes and everything instead of letting him stay awake for 2 days. Please worry about your health, brother.
We love you, Paul. The other thing I loved about this, surprisingly, was Seth. Because, like, asshole, smarmy Seth is kind of the best Seth. Because he was just having, like, the best time ever, like, in the schadenfreude of it. Of just, like, reveling in Roman's misery. It was pretty great.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you have two different ops right in front of him that he seethes over every day.
Yeah.
For Roman, it's not the same. Like, yeah, like he's an op. He doesn't think about him every day. He's got up more important.
Yeah.
It's only in the moments. Yeah. It's only in those special moments where he can't turn the blinders off with Seth.
Yeah.
And then you have one Charles Montgomery Punk who fucking just hates everybody. So, like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, it's always going to be on site with him. He knows that. This is his time to really take the advantage away from Roman.
I mean,
he's too smart for this shit.
Yeah. Like, the only, like, no, like, Punk likes his dog, Larry, his wife, April.
Yes.
And surprisingly, Randy Orton, Randall Keith Orton again.
Yeah, because he was the first one to really be happy with Punk's return.
Yeah, like we all saw that moment of like, can I have 5 minutes to celebrate my return before you show up and take it away?
Oh God.
Yeah, and they're they're ready to lead this locker room, as they've put in that video.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Randy, looks like he's not getting his WrestleMania moment with KO.
I was just about to ask Alex, our resident Smackdown on the ground reporter.
False.
How did you feel being there for that moment?
Yeah.
With one.
I tell you, he came out, said exactly what we were all thinking. How's your neck? Well, it's fucked.
Like, God, after he took that Alabama slam from Cody on that ladder, we all could have assumed that okay, he's not 100%, but reportedly surgery is necessary. He could be out for years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
So-
he
Could
comes
be like
back.
Big E.
Here's the question: is this a work?
That's what the crowd in Chicago could not decide on. Everybody was waiting for the turn for him to be like, oh, no, fuck you. Like, we've been salmon jacket Mark Henry again. But no, apparently it could be fucking legit.
Yeah, they said between 2 and 5 years, worst case scenario, before he wrestles again, which means, in my opinion, you just retire.
Yeah,
at that
worst
point.
case scenario is he is not wrestling again.
Yeah. But while watching this, wondered if it was real or not, up until when Randall Keith Orton shows up
Yeah.
and doesn't lay a finger on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew that there's a chance this is real. It might be exaggerated for TV.
Maybe.
It could be just one of those, he has a real neck injury where he needs a month or whatever, 2 months, and they're just exaggerating it. It could be very well what they say it is.
Or they could be playing us all again because they didn't have enough on the docket to, leak to the dirt sheets to get one over on them again.
Yeah, I was going to say, or is it going to be one of those where he still ends up actually going to WrestleMania and fucking Randall Keith Orton over mid-match?
Maybe.
Just to be like, ha 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 ha. I don't know. I really hope it's a work.
Yeah. A lot of people injured this week because got Jay White needing hand surgery. Got KO being put on the shelf. And Joe Hendry as well. Also being shelved with an injury.
Yep. And I feel like that's going to keep going around for a little bit.
Probably worst timing of the year, right around WrestleMania season.
But everybody's wanting to stand out in this season.
That's true.
Which is going to lead to more injuries. So
Pushing a little too far.
Mm-hmm. Look, all we got to do is just make sure CM Punk is tightly wrapped in bubble wrap until, late April to make it to, WrestleMania. That's it.
can we put a little bit extra on his arms for his biceps and triceps so they don't get torn or anything again?
Actually, if you've seen our boy Sheamus, the Celtic Warriors YouTube channel, he did a workout with Punk at the WWE headquarters, just working arms and chest, baby, just doing a pump. And Punk being who he is, being like, yeah, no, like, I'm very careful with these triceps now because I've torn them too many times. So just doing the work to make sure that they don't get fucking torn again.
God, it's like when you pack clothes away for a rainy day in like a bin.
Mm-hmm.
So, like it's your winter clothes or what have you, and the silverfish got to them, so like you have to like patch the holes up. It's never the same again.
Yeah,
it's never the same again.
Mm-hmm.
On a complete tangent, have you seen Drew McIntyre's social media with his cats?
Oh,
yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I did,
dude. I love him introducing his little kitties. It's so great.
It's amazing. I love it.
Like, Drew has been top form on social media since I would say Punk's return to WWE. That's where he really discovered like his inner Kendrick Lamar hate. And like ever since then, like everything he does on social media has just been next level, including, you know, introducing, you know, his little family of kitties to us. But now that he's got the eye patch looking like fucking, you know, Venom Snake, or just, it's fantastic. You know, just
Escape from New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Pliskin.
yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny how close he actually looks to him in
Yeah,
that moment in those pictures.
Mm-hmm. I'm fantasy booking it in my head.
We're gonna need the action figure version of him, but with this act. Still the rockets
Mm-hmm.
on his legs, though.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that'd be so fucking cool.
So good.
I wonder if I can edit that after the fact so it's in the game. Wait, did any of us recruit Drew to our rosters for GM mode?
One of you two did, I believe.
Did
It
we?
wasn't me, but I do remember seeing what I believe one of you did. I'm fairly certain.
I got
Anybody-
Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
got
wasn't
Stone
number one
Cold.
pick for anyone. Alex, it actually might be you
It
who has
might
him.
have been me. I wonder if I can edit his character model to have the eye patch and it'll transfer to the GM mode still.
That'd be great.
I kind of love it. I want to dress him up as Solid Snake so bad right now.
Experiment.
Yeah, I want to say it was like your third or fourth round pick. Was
Something
Drew.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see.
for this week's GM mode.
Yeah, this Friday. GM mode, first matches of 2K25. Hell yeah, dude. First
Hell yeah,
shows.
dude.
I love it.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to do it for the podcast this week because shit, man, we can't even talk about Dynasty because it hasn't happened yet.
Yes, it did. We saw the thing that happened, and the stuff that went on and came out of that person was green.
And then the thing.
And
Yeah,
the thing.
Remember the thing? Yeah,
I,
that
I
whole
remember
thing.
the thing. I
Yeah.
remember the big thing, dude. This is a scary
Everyone's
thing.
talking about that thing.
Yeah, like everybody. You should tell us what you thought about the thing in the comments below this video on YouTube.
That's a good idea, Alex. You know
Yeah.
what? Don't only tell us about that thing. Tell us about that other thing that happened too. That was a little bit like more minor, but still had an impact on you
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to hear
because it
about
did
all
on
of
Walsh.
Still important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, teleporting.
I mean, Undertaker can teleport, so can Matt Hardy. Who else can teleport?
Joe
The
Hendry.
guy who slid under the ring. He teleported out of our view.
Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, like,
Bravo, brother.
comment,
Bravo.
share, subscribe. Give your love to Titus Worldwide Slide. And we'll see you next week where we'll have more wrestling to talk about because it's WrestleMania season, baby. There's always going to be news. Only thing left to do is say goodnight, boys.
Good night, everybody.
Buenas noches, night shift.
Peace.
Fuck Logan Paul.